Give it up for Mike Harlow, everybody.
Hey! How are you guys? Oh my God, it's hot as hell. My godmother used to say I'm sweating my duck off. Let's hear it for Brandon, our walker-in-chief. And Shamika, my queen. Anyway, I have a confession to make. My name is Mikey, and I'm 5 years clean of leftism. I'm one of those people who just used to sit in front of MSNBC all day and read the New York Times. I used to think if Rachel Maddow didn't say it, it didn't happen. Because especially if I'm from New York, so if you're from blue cities like me, we were just raised to be loyal soldiers of the Democratic Party without a moment's thought. I walked away after seeing through all the lies, the hypocrisies, the toxicity of Democrat policies that hurt the people they are designed to help, and the poison of identitarian ideology. These people are con artists, and identity is their snake oil. They hold us at gunpoint with our own identities. And God forbid, especially if you're any sort of black person or gay person and you have the audacity to think for yourself, oh, you're an Uncle Tom. Right. Because they call me that. What? I'm not even black. Like, what the hell is a gay Uncle Tom? Auntie Mame? So since leaving the left, I've been called every name you can imagine. A Nazi, a murderer. That was my favorite. And it's all because I believe in some very controversial ideas. Like freedom of speech. Like judging people for the content of their character. Like tolerance for diversity of viewpoint. You know, controversial far-right ideas like that. No, today the modern left, as we all know, is about two things: control and conform. And when you think about what they're doing today, altering language, reducing us all to colors and demographics, a lot of people say that it's Orwellian what they're doing, and that they got their operating manual right out of 1984. I found something that I think is a little more accurate. Have you guys ever seen the John Carpenter movie, They Live? Yeah. Let me read you the plot summary of this and tell me if it sounds familiar. As he walks the streets of Los Angeles, Nada notices that both the media and the government are comprised of subliminal messages meant to keep the population subdued, and that most of the social elites are skull-faced aliens. That's what we're freaking living through! Now, I want to address some misconceptions that people have on this culture of conformity that we are fighting against. Some people think it's only conservatives that can fight the radical left. Well, I'm here to tell you this really has nothing to do with being liberal or conservative. I mean, I'm really not even a conservative. I mean, look at me. My nipples are hanging out half the time. How conservative can I be? So it has nothing to do with that, because the things that they are pushing are just so fundamental and so basic that I don't know how anyone couldn't be against it. And, you know, it's fairly obvious the damage that they're doing. You know, I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, and things seemed really better then, almost, in terms of race relations, at least. When I was in kindergarten, the kindergarten teacher, she opened up a white egg and she opened up a brown egg to show us that we're all the same on the inside. And now it's kind of heartbreaking to think about what kids are being taught today, you know? The white egg, it's rotten to its core. It's a perpetrator of the white cisgender patriarchy. So let's talk a little bit about this election. How many of y'all are gonna vote? I will come find you if you don't. I'm more Italian than gay. I will find you. So you better. So anyway, I hated Donald Trump in 2016. Hated him with a burning passion. And I have to say, since taking office, he has proven me wrong every step of the way. He has done things that I never would have dreamed especially a Republican president would do. First president in generations to start no new wars. Yeah. right now he is fighting to bring the troops home from Afghanistan finally.
Yes,
And it is Democrats, along with Dick Cheney's daughter, that are against that. But I mean, that shows you Democrat voters are just so trained to march in lockstep that they don't take a second to realize they are voting for the same policies they oppose.
Right. Thank you. They don't even know why they're angry.
Now, let me tell you guys something that may surprise some of you. This election really doesn't have all that much to do with Donald Trump. It's not even about him.
About freedom.
For me, the most important thing for me in this election is if you look at our culture right now and look at our society, the left controls everything. They control what you can think, what you can say.
Right.
And if you look at every institution, every powerful entity in this country, except the federal government, it's all run by the left. Academia, the media, every corporation, Silicon Valley, Hollywood, every single one, except the federal government. Can you guys imagine if we put the government in alignment with all of those entities, all that are who have the same ideology, the same party, all pushing more control and more censorship? It would be the end of having any rights. So that's what I'm basing my vote on. And say what you will about Donald Trump, he is fighting the radical left. Who else was going to do that? Was Jeb Bush going to fight Antifa? No. Is Miss Lindsey Graham going to fight Antifa? I'm sorry, I don't mean to say anything bad about Lindsey Graham. She's a very classy lady. So this really is nothing to do with Donald Trump. You don't have to like Trump, you don't have to dislike Trump. You gotta vote for him. And, I mean, look at every place in this country that is 100% controlled by Democrats. It's crisis after crisis. They're falling apart. Crime is going up. Nothing ever changes. Everything stays the same. So, I mean, if they can't help their own cities, how are they going to run the country?
Amen.
You guys, I can't fucking believe Joe Biden is their nominee. Really? Am I crazy? Is it me?
No, he's crazy.
He doesn't know where he is half the time. I would not let Joe Biden drive my car. And he's going to drive the country? Drive it right into the ground. And if we're talking about policies that liberals are supposed to be for, and that's why I think many of us are actual, real liberals, if you think about what that really means. Joe Biden supported every war of the last 40 years. Democrats love to talk about mass incarceration. Who do you think wrote all those laws?
Democrats.
There is a clip of Joe Biden from the 1990s on the Senate floor where he's talking about a crime bill that he authored, one of many, and he says how proud he is of this bill because the only thing we don't do in here is hang people for jaywalking.
Democrats still vote.
So that's your beloved Democratic Party.
Yep.
And so to people who still support this social justice warrior ideology, I would ask, where are things better?
Right.
Who is better off? Who is more united? Who is getting along better? What positive changes are happening?
Right.
And if the answer is nothing and nobody, then maybe it is time to walk away and try something else. So, a few months ago I did a thing. Brandon was very happy about this. I registered Republican. I'm a begrudging Republican. Let me just tell you, I am not wearing sweater vests. I am not playing golf. I refuse. But let's be honest, this is a place of honesty. The Republican Party has really sucked for a long time. But it is on us. We are the new right. It is on us to hold them accountable and to force them to be everything that we know that they can be. The Republican Party really is a long way to go, but we are part of that change. It's on us. We need to force them to not only be the party that is of the people, but that is for all people. So I would just say to you guys who have walked, just remember, don't become what you walked away from. Do not buy into tribalism and groupthink and all of the things that we've left. The time for staying quiet and sitting on the sidelines is long over. We are done with that. We're here, we show up, and we walk away.